so today we're going to take a look at a couple of hoppers, the Spire IR2 and the Spire IR2 260. I'll try to get the light in there for you. Both from Virtue. Before we get started, I want to make a quick mention and give a shout out to Matrix Gear USA. Awesome retail site. They've got a brick and mortar store in Southern California, and you can go to the Matrix Gear USA website. I'll put a link in the description. Really good, super cool store. Lots of great used markers. If you look for some hard to find or interesting markers, or just want to save some money buying used, great place to buy used. Matrix, that's Paul, is a buddy of mine who owns that place. Super cool guy, and he has agreed to help me out by sending me stuff to be able to review, so I don't have to keep buying every single thing I review. As it happens, I did buy these actually, but in general, Paul has been sending me things to review. You might be able to see. Can you see that over there? Not quite in the dark. There's a new carbon mask there we're going to be looking at shortly. He sent me that to do a kind of a preview of it. Super cool guy. Going to allow us to do a lot more on the channel for reviews, so I don't have to buy every single thing out of my pocket just to do a review on it. So if you're looking for gear, check Paul out. Super cool guy, Matrix Gear. Check him out. Okay, so yeah. Virtue, Spire IR2, and IR2 260. I did a video a little while back on this IR2, and it was along with the Pro Toys Speedster. And but I've had a lot of questions lately about, should I buy a Spire 4 or a 3, or which is the best hopper? And of course now the 260 has come out, which is the same hopper but with a little bit more capacity. And I figured that's a good time. Let's have a look again, and we're going to learn about what makes these so great and why I commonly am heard to say these are the best hoppers available at any price, and I do believe that. So let's get into them. They're, again, identical, but for the slightly larger top on the 260. So we're going to take a look at the 260 just because it's new. But I will mention right off the bat here, if you look at these, the one on my left is the 260, or you can see the logo there, and then the one on the other side is the regular Spire IR2. The difference in profile is very small. The extra height is minimal. It's there. I mean, there is a little bit extra height. I'm trying to hold it at the right angle to be able to best see it. You can see it a little bit. It's a bit taller. But unless you kind of just like can't stand any hopper unless it is the very smallest hopper, I would go ahead and go for the 260. I mean, I know that sounds big and a lot of people don't do that, but look, the difference is like almost nothing. And it does hold more paint, right? So up to you guys, of course. Same price, same guts, same everything. This one just holds a little bit more. Oops, this one holds a little bit more paint. So, and yeah, with minimal extra bulk. I really like it. Okay, I'll just put this aside. Like I said, they're the same. Both. I have a little list I'm going to bring up on my computer here so I don't make mistakes. They are both $129.95. They do not come with a speed feed, and we're going to take it apart in a minute. They don't come with the spring ramp, although you can add it. So price-wise, as far as, I'm not going to call it entry level, I guess, but mid-level, I guess, hoppers, it's a little bit pricey, frankly, when you compare it to something like a LTR from Dye, which is a great hopper. They don't come with a speed feed either, but you can buy speed feed for those starting at about $30, and the hoppers themselves are $99.95. So you do have a bit of a lower price with those, but I think these are the better hopper. I'm going to talk about why as we move forward here. But yeah, so no speed feed. You can get them. We're going to talk about the speed feeds. To open this, little latch right here, you pull up the latch. I'm trying to do it so you can see it. And the top just comes off. Very simple. And then inside, there's a spring clip right here. It's the same exact thing as the original IR or Spire, if you had any of those. You just pull this little clip down. I don't have leverage to twist it around and show you, but you pull the clip down, and the tray just pops out. And that's it. That's the shell. 2 pieces. There are no extra trim pieces or anything like that. Super easy to clean. This is one of the reasons that I believe this is the best hopper going. Super easy for cleaning. I mean, you don't really do maintenance on a hopper, but cleaning. Like when you get soup in there, you pop it apart, 3 pieces, and then the Spire tower here, if you need to take that apart to clean, and my fingers are a little bit slippery because I was cleaning paint off some of my gear earlier. Hopefully it'll come right off. Yeah, my fingers are, but still, came right off. This just pops off, and now you can get right in there. This is as far as I almost ever need to take this apart. And if you really have super soup town, like you took a huge header and the thing went flying and smashed like full of paint, there's a few screws on the back where you can take this apart, get the eye portion out, and really truly clean it out. But that's almost never necessary. But even that isn't that hard to do. The eyes is going to be what we're going to talk about here in a minute. So this tower snaps back on, and the way, let's take a look real quick if you're not familiar. This tower spins to feed the paint into the feed port. And the thing that's nice about these, very soft rubber on these feet and very gentle on paint. Another one of the things that make these, in my opinion, the best hoppers going. When you put it back together, it just snaps back in, that's done. It's together, it's great. You can see here, actually, you know what, let me pop the other one apart. Notice there's no speed ramp. This one's got a ramp in it. So I'm going to pop this apart. You can see here, the spring ramp doesn't come with it. It's $10 to add, and it does aid with feed a little bit. If you're going to buy one of these, I'd go ahead and spend the $10 and go for the ramp. I'm going to put it back together here so we only have one on the table. This is the standard, right? Yeah. All right. Okay, that's back together. These use 3 AAAs, or you can upgrade for, I think it's $50. I don't ever bother with this, but you can. Replace this module with the rechargeable pack that they sell for these. They get like something like 80,000 shots or something out of a charge. That's cool, but I mean, I don't know. For me, that's kind of answering a question that I'm not asking, right? I'm happy to put batteries in it a couple times a year. If I'm playing a ton, maybe 3 or 4 times a year, I'd put batteries in it. So really not a big deal for batteries. So I mentioned the eyes, and this is where we're going to get into our discussion of why I think these are the best hoppers going, the whole IR family. The Spire 3, then the Spire 4, and the Control, which are all, the 3 has been discontinued in favor of the 4, but those are all the higher level hoppers. They do not use eyes for their feed mechanism. All 3 of those have a variation of a system where shock is detected. Like when you shoot and the ball goes bang and it comes out, you can feel that in the marker, right? And that little feeling, that little kick, so to speak, is what causes the marker, or the hopper, I should say, to feed paint. And they have adjustable sensitivity, and for sure, and I'm not trying to say that it's not reliable and doesn't work. You spend a little bit of time adjusting it to match your marker, and they are reliable and it works fine. The Spire 4 has a Bluetooth capability where there's a few markers on the market. The CS2 from Planet Eclipse is one. The Virtue Ace is one. I think the TM40 from Lux also has it, where there's a Bluetooth connectivity module on the board for the Spire 4 hopper. And you can link that to the marker. And the marker electronics, that's the same circuit that works for the eyes in the breech, will send information to the hopper telling it that the ball has fired and please feed some more paint. And they've coupled that with some feed logic on the 4 and the Control 2, where instead of only feeding a certain amount after it feels the shock or in turn gets the information from that Bluetooth, right? It will continue to feed until it feels tension on the ball stack. And that makes it, increases the reliability of feeding. Now, that all sounds really cool, but I have no idea what the actual benefit of that is. I've asked people at Virtue, I've asked all kinds of players, people I know who I really respect their opinions about technical matters and who are good critical thinkers who can analyze things and figure out, the pros and cons of different systems. And for the life of me, no one I've ever asked has given me an unreasonable answer, and I can't think of one myself. And the answer would be, why? What am I getting that it actually matters when it comes to feeding a paintball? Like, that all sounds cool, but the eye system, where it simply detects a ball in there, right? Just like the eyes in your marker, which, by the way, literally every electronic marker uses essentially exactly the same system to determine if the breech has a ball in it or not, to stop you from chopping paint because there's no ball in there. It works great on every marker, like ever, for 20 years of electrodes, right? And many, many years, including up to now, for lots of hoppers, including this one. But now, they've come up with this other method with the shock and the Bluetooth. Like, I just don't get it. Like, it doesn't actually do anything that is fixing a problem that exists with this. And that, which is to say, there isn't a problem with this, right? The ball moves, the eye senses it, just like in the breech of a marker, and it tells it to feed more paint. It works perfectly. And they're 130 bucks. A Spire 4 is like $250, and still doesn't come with a speed feed at that price, although it does come with a ramp. The control is around the same price. I want to say $245, but right in there, $240, $250. No speed feed, no ramps. And so by the time you're done buying that thing and fixing it all up, it's like $300, and it doesn't do anything this doesn't do. You know, so when I say that I think this is the best hopper going at any price, I'm not saying that it does something that the Control or the Spire 4 doesn't do. I'm saying that those hoppers don't do anything that this doesn't do. Well, I mean, it can't connect to the Bluetooth of your marker, but so what, right? It just doesn't accomplish anything that I can tell, certainly. If anyone has a good answer for what tangible benefit I get with that feature set, please put it in the comments, because I've asked this before. I've never heard a satisfactory answer or even a remotely reasonable answer. These are stone hammer reliable. The eye system is proven in like every hopper system for 20 years, more than 20 years. I mean, my old original view loader, like VL2000, before the revolution, had an eye system almost exactly like this, but worked fine. Like, it's just not something that needs fixing, in my opinion. Anyway, 130 bucks, hard to go wrong. So that's my rant about the feed system. So apart from how it compares, it works great, easy to service. Couple screws hold this part down, so if paint gets in there, you can clean it out easily. All good. And I'm going to pop it back together now. A couple notes about the economy of these and how much, what different things are available for them. I mentioned, and we'll get the old IR2 back here. I've got a few speed feeds here for us to look at. Okay, so let's run down the prices. As I said, both of these $129.95. The ramp is $9.95, so we'll round up here. We're talking about $140 so far for one of these with the ramp. And then you're going to need a speed feed. Now, what people mostly have been using is the Bunker King's NTR speed feed. That's this thing here. These are $50. There's also the older style, but still popular, Virtue Crown speed feeds. I didn't have an example here to show you. They look just like this as far as the mount and whatnot, but they have these hard plastic teeth, I guess you'd call them, hard plastic pieces in the middle. And a lot of people like those. I'm not a fan because I catch things on them and snap them off, but a lot of people like them. Those are $50 also. So same price, $50 or $50 for this. Which brings you to $180. A little pricey, frankly, for what is starting out to be a discount, quote-unquote, hopper, you know, compared to the Spire 4 or the Control. But if the price bothers you, you can buy used. And even though these things are expensive with the accessories, still my favorite hopper. There is a new, and I just wanted to add this in so you guys can see it. HK Army, a few months ago, came out with the Evo Pro Speed Feed. It's the first aftermarket speed feed that has come out for the Spire hoppers in a long time. This will work in a Spire IR, an IR2, a Spire 3, a Spire 4, or a Control. All these work in that same thing. These are interesting in that they are entirely aluminum, and I'm going to switch over here. They come in a bunch of colors. This is not one of the colors. Here's the colors they come in. You got black, blue, red, and we can scroll down here, silver, gold, purple, and I think there might be a couple more down here. Yeah, green and silver. $55, which is also pricey, but these are, as I mentioned, I'm trying to switch back here, my awesome video production, all aluminum, which sounds pretty good from a durability standpoint. I dig it. I used one of these just for a few minutes, not anywhere near enough use to give you a durability report, but it did work fine. And of course, naturally, it is a bit heavier than the plastic ones, but I didn't notice the weight on my whole setup when I played with it. Manufacturer quality looks very good. I had a friend of mine did these up to make color combinations on my online, I shouldn't say a friend, but I mean an online acquaintance, was doing up some color combos and did up a blue and green for me. You can imagine why, right? For this, and these are $55, so that's an alternative for speed feeds. Interestingly, another speed feed option has come along. I'm going to bring my list up so I get the price right. This is called a Virtue Crown Sfr. These are $30, so you can save 20 bucks. And this is plastic again, and it's just a little bit lighter duty of a construction, I would say. And how these work is these pieces have molded rubber on the back, which simply goes into this green ring, and that's what makes the hinge. There's no separate hinge piece. It's just part of the molded in rubber back of this has sort of a leg that is sticking into the green part, and that's what holds it on. I admit my first reaction to that is that it seemed a bit flimsy. But when I look closer, it's pretty thick rubber, and it's all molded as one piece. It's not separate pieces. So I think they're going to be okay durability-wise. I haven't tried this yet. I just got it. But these all fit on. I'll show you how they all fit the same. There's a little press release in here. You just press it and slide it out. This is one of the benefits of the Spire style mount. Very cool. Just snaps in. There's a little clip on the back, and there you go. Now you got your speed feed on there. And 30 bucks. It's the cheapest one available for these. And like I said, I haven't used it yet, but I don't see any reason why it won't be good. I'm planning on using this going forward so I can report back durability-wise. I'll put the aluminum one on one at some point, but when the thing is made out of all metal, I don't know how much we need to worry about the durability. Like, it's going to be durable, right? It's very heavy duty. This is a little bit of unknown quantity, but being $20 cheaper matters, right? Ostensibly, people are buying these to save a little bit of money over the more expensive hoppers, so saving a little bit of money on the accessories. And again, this will fit an IR, an IR2, a Spire 3, a Spire 4, or a Control, all of them. So yeah, it's a nice option. That's again the Crown Sfr from Virtue. All this stuff is available on the Virtue site except for the Bunker Kings. What is it called? Evo Pro Speed Feed. That's on the HK Army Evo Pro. That's on the HK site. Everything else you saw here is all available on the Virtue site. So yeah, IR2 260 and IR2. What do you think about them? I would love it if you would comment below and tell me what you think about all of this. Do you disagree? Do you think that you get a tangible, real, like a measurable benefit from the more expensive Control or Bunker or Spire 4? If you do, let's hear about it. I want to hear your opinion about this whole thing. And if you like the videos, please like and subscribe. I can't thank you enough. I also can't thank Paul at Matrix Gear enough for coming through for us so that we can review all kinds of cool stuff and not break my personal bank in an effort to do it. So thank you, Paul at Matrix Gear. Thank you, Airtime Paintball Mafia, and we'll see you next time.